as we continue to tackle the nuances of regular life and how it's been changed by the COVID-19 pandemic for the course of the pandemic and even going into the future. And to talk to us about some of those changes in terms of interacting with other people and just social norms and how those might change going forward, we're joined now by the Etiquette Guru, Stacy Amey, on the Oakland County Megacast. Stacy, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you. Good morning.
We appreciate having you on. How are you? How have you been during the pandemic?
Doing well. Thank you very much.
So in normal times, what do you do as the Etiquette Guru? How are you helping people to learn proper etiquette, to be more kind and courteous in person?
By doing classes together, I do a lot with the Girl Scouts of Southeastern Michigan and private classes, any age, children 6 to 12, teen etiquette, dining etiquette, and really just hitting home the importance of being kind and compassionate to one another, and even more so during this pandemic event that we're experiencing.
Every business and every organization has been affected in some way by the coronavirus pandemic. How have you been affected by that? Have you had to switch to virtual? Have you discontinued your classes during this? Have they changed to in-person with social distancing? How has it impacted your business specifically?
It has impacted my business as far as the one-on-one or interacting live with people. So yes, I have changed to interactive virtual classes, and that seems to be working well. People still want these skills, but you have to adapt to the times. And I have teen etiquette and dining etiquette DVD courses. So it actually was a pretty seamless transition for me to be able to show the skills to people. They then practice and show them back to me. So I was impacted, but not greatly by this.
Well, that's at least good to hear that there was some impact, but not a major impact. We've seen so many major impacts in other sectors of business and in the local area. So any story we hear of someone that had the pivot but has not been hit all too badly by this virus, we are always happy to hear that. So Stacy Amey, the Etiquette Guru, with us on the Oakland County Megacast. One of the key transitions during the pandemic has been from typical person-to-person, in-person interaction to more of the virtual side. You have, of course, your virtual classes. Schools have transitioned to online. Heck, we're doing a TV show over Zoom today. You can't see us at this moment with the systems we have in place, but it's a similar kind of setup as you're seeing in businesses and in family life all throughout. How has etiquette been modified, or how is it different when you're interacting with someone in a virtual setting than when you're interacting with them in an in-person setting?
Well, that personal touch is gone, but just trying to take the time, whether you're in public and social distanced or virtually speaking with someone, I think going that extra mile with your words and your emotions and just telling people how you feel or the points you want to get across, because we've lost that sense of touch. So really going above and beyond that way. And also if you are in public wearing a mask, being mindful of your volume. A lot of people can't hear you. A lot of people are used to watching your mouth while you speak. So be mindful of that people can hear you. And really that leaves us virtually and in person with a mask with only your eyes. So your eyes are completely important to maintain good eye contact with people. And that can relay your emotions and everything. Everything comes through your eyes, and that's our way to connect with people right now. If you don't use good eye contact with people, even in the case of a handshake, if you shake someone's hand and you don't give them good eye contact, you will lose the connection with them. So eye contact is very powerful.
So Stacy, you mentioned the handshake. Has the handshake gone away?
For right now, I think it has. I believe it will come back. I'm also a registered nurse, so I know that pandemics have happened in the past. They will likely happen in the future. I think that people enjoy that touch with other human beings. We're human, so touch is a basic need for us. So I think it's temporarily gone, but big thing, I don't want people to be afraid. If you have cuts on your hands, you should put Band-Aids on them, of course. But even today, like I said, I'm a nurse. I touch people without gloves on. And wash your hands afterwards. Wash your hands after you've been in public. Wash your hands with warm soapy water before you eat. And your skin is your biggest organ, and it's there to protect you. So, as far as that hysteria, I think just know that your skin is in place to protect you. And if you keep it clean before you do anything to yourself, you want to wash your hands before you touch your eyes, nose, or mouth. So I just don't want people to be fearful.
So we become used to the handshake, and it's such a habit, but now they're telling us to do like the elbow bump. Is there an etiquette with the elbow bump, or how do we even monitor this, or do we just ask people?
That's the biggest thing that I have been doing. Ask people. You know your own comfort level. Ask people what is their comfort level. I personally have not done the elbow bump with anyone. I think that eyes meeting up and making good eye contact is more personal than an elbow bump, just as I was saying in the handshake. You can touch someone, bump their elbow or shake their hand, whatever, but if you're not looking in their eyes, you're not connecting with them. So eye contact is number one.
In terms of social distancing, Stacy Amey with us. She's the Etiquette Guru alongside Tyler. I'm Tyler Keefe with Ronnie Dahl in the studios of Civic Center TV and Lakes FM for the Oakland County Megacast. In terms of etiquette in-person gatherings, people still have small parties with family and friends and loved ones, some of which they cohabitate with and some of which they don't. And maybe they're going to require in that setting, okay, I know you're not sick. I'm not sick. Let's be free with wearing masks and be open. And if you want to wear one, wear one. If you don't want to, you don't want to. Other people are going to be a little more strict with that. How should we go about mask wearing in these settings so that we are being polite of those on site who are very stringent in wanting other people and wishing that other people will wear their masks, and those who are a little more lenient on their policies?
Communication is key. If you are uncomfortable and you're hosting a party, you need to be upfront and honest with people and just kindly tell them, please, will you put your mask on? If it's your home, it's your home, and you have that right. And I think as long as you're respectful and communicate your wishes to people, they will be, if they're your family or people that care about you, they will absolutely be respectful and receptive to what you're asking them. And if it's the flip side and it's you not wearing a mask, and I would just ask people, if I've had friends come over to my home and I ask them, would you like me to put a mask on? When I'm outside, I'm a lot more comfortable social distance and not wearing a mask. But in that inside setting, you just don't know this. It's a virus, and it's serious and it's unpredictable. So just protect yourself. And like everyone else has said before me this morning, wear your mask until we get this under control.
Businesses have had a big adjustment in the last several weeks with requirements from the state to wear masks in all indoor public settings and large outdoor gathering settings as well. And in that case, it's a little tougher to have the communication that you speak of in these smaller gatherings with people that you know and people that you love and people that you're friends with, as opposed to those who are strangers in this case or customers in this case. So for these businesses that are on the front lines and initially having to enforce these rules in order to stay in operation and make sure that people are wearing masks and maintaining social distance and that they're keeping their capacity levels, what can they do to continue to, of course, be safe and follow the laws, but also to maintain a quality relationship and a courteous and kind relationship with their clientele, knowing that they have to ultimately maintain those people's business to stay open as well?
Yeah, it's a tough one. I know we have a variety of opinions on this. So we have these laws and that in place at the moment. So people should try to be respectful of that. And again, being courteous to people, beyond making them or putting a mask on them yourself, that's not going to happen. So all you can really do is ask people. And if they do not want to be compliant, then I guess you have to take the next steps to remove them from the situation. But always and forever, you can at least protect yourself, if not just a little bit, and wear your own mask. It's just like anyone else who's perhaps immunocompromised. They wear masks all the time to protect themselves, so at least you have that measure.
Etiquette is often a learning process, and it's not something that someone just picks up off of one lesson or of one moment in time where they learn something. It's something that's growing over time. What are some steps that people can take at home now as they're adjusting to etiquette in general and in relation to COVID-19, and as they're going forward, getting ready to return to work, return their kids to school, get ready to go back out in the public more often?
I think my biggest one, and this has been something for me since I began this, I was taught, I'm 53 years old, so way back when I was taught to catch my cough and sneeze. So, and then wash your hands. That's the catch. And I've been instructing people on this behavior of catching it in your elbow or your sleeve. Although it's better than not doing anything at all, certainly, through them telling us the virus perhaps lives 9 hours on material, that's a problem. If you are routinely coughing and sneezing into your arm, like so many children have been taught to do this, and what if you have an accident and you sneeze and something really bad happens? If you have caught it in your hand, you can discreetly go and wash your hands. But this practice of doing it into your elbow, I usually give the example of being at school and a teacher saying, okay, it's time for lunch, go wash your hands. And then you grab your friend's arm who has been coughing and sneezing into their arm all day. Now you have that all over your hand before you go and eat. So that's one thing I would like to see, and I was actually happy to see the big push for washing your hands come out of this. If people could remember or now relearn to cough and sneeze into their hands and wash their hands, or secondly, cough and sneeze into a tissue and then wash your hands, I think that would be really key in slowing the spread. And then, of course, wearing your masks appropriately, which I know that it's challenging, but it's all we have right now to kind of contain this.
So you mentioned that, and it's funny because I grew up with you. It was taught in your hand. So then I remember when someone's like, no, it's in your elbow. I was at a restaurant the other night and someone was coughing and then just continued their conversation, but they kept coughing. If you're in public and you encounter someone and they're a table or two away, should you say something? And if you do, how would you go about addressing them politely? Is there a protocol for that?
I personally, I don't think you can address people like that. You can't change the world. That would be a situation where you protect yourself. You're not going to be able to go up to each and every person that isn't doing the thing properly and address it that way. I mean, I think certainly if they were some of these people that are putting it in your direction, then it's more of an aggressive behavior. I think you have a right to say something, but if someone's just kind of minding their own business and that's what they're doing, there's not much I don't think you can say. If they really look and sound very, very ill, maybe I would be kind of passive aggressive and go to the restaurant owner and say, hey, I think that person is really ill over there, and leave it to them. Just as the police officer was saying before me, people they're pretty unpredictable in how they're going to react to things. So I don't know that I would put myself in that situation, even though it's even as simple as, hey, could you cover your mouth? You're not their mom. You know what I'm saying?
So with that being said, Tyler and I both suffer from allergies. And I feel like when you go out now and you have allergies, and if you sneeze or you cough, you want to announce to the world, no, it's just allergies. As a person and you notice someone is uncomfortable, should you share that with them where you're like, hey, just want to let you know I'm not sick, but these are allergies. I have springtime or summer allergies.
Yes, I am fully in support of that. Again, communication is key, and that makes everyone feel better. If you bring the information to them, it's just allergies. Anyone sitting around them and hearing the conversation, they're wondering, are you ill? So yes, I definitely think tell people, communicate to them it's only allergies.
Stacy Amey with us. She is the Etiquette Guru with us on the Oakland County MegaCast. Stacy, just another couple minutes with you. Where can people find more information or get in contact with you if they have questions about etiquette, especially etiquette as it revolves around this ongoing pandemic?
People can reach out to me on my website. It's theetiquetteguru.com. They can reach out to me there, or theetiquetteguru@yahoo.com. Send me a message, send me a question. I would love to hear it.
Stacy, anything else that you'd like to touch on today that's important for us to know before we let you go?
Just one main point I think I would like to make is, as we continue to learn and navigate through this terrible event, please just be kind and compassionate, patient with people. You don't know their situation. You don't know what they've been through. And I mean, the people that think this is a hoax, I can tell you as a registered nurse, it most definitely is not a hoax. It's a virus. So be respectful of all people and don't lose hope. I just don't ever lose hope. Things are going to get better.
Well, Stacy, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you so much.